As soon as I see the message sitting in my inbox, I feel in my gut that something is wrong. Honey, I really need your help. I didn't want to tell you like this, but I don't know of any other way of contacting you. Your dad has gone missing. He disappeared 2 weeks ago and hasn't come back. I'm in a lot of trouble. I'm running out of money. We're going to lose the house, the car, everything. I don't know what to do. I feel completely lost. I'm freaking out and I need your help. Please come home. Please, Lisa. Dad is missing? Disappeared? What does that even mean? I tried to call Lisa, but the phone is disconnected. I email back, but I don't get a reply. I need to go home. I've only been away for 3 years. I've only been away for 3 years, but it feels like a lifetime. I barely remember the place, and the things I do remember feel like they had happened to somebody else, like I had dreamed them or seen them in a movie. After Mom died, my dad had moved us into this house. It was 10 years later that he started dating Lisa, and she moved in with us, along with her daughter Susie. Then I moved away a year after that to go to college in Brazil, and far away from this place as I could possibly get. I didn't leave under the best circumstances either. It felt like Dad was trying to replace Mom. I know now that I had been acting ridiculous, and I'd said some things that I regret, and I still haven't apologized for it. I know my dad is missing, and I may never be able to apologize to him. I need to know what's going on. Step one of that is talking to Lisa. Thanks for the ride. I step out of the car, pulling my suitcase behind me, all of my possessions hastily stuffed inside before leaving college and coming home. The Uber driver gives me a wave before driving away, leaving me standing in the driveway alone. The curtain in the front room moves to the side, and a shadow face looks out at me through the dusty glass. A moment later, the front door opens with a creak. Hey, Lisa. She rushes out of the house and across the lawn towards me, throwing her arms around my back and pulling me into a hug, sobbing lightly against my shoulder. Then she pulls away, tears still in her eyes.
I'm sorry.
I tried to call you and message you back, but couldn't get through. Okay. I look up at the house one more time, hesitating for some reason. Everything feels so awkward, like seeing an old friend that you hadn't talked to since high school after you had both grown up and gone in completely different directions, became different people. The house isn't much different than I remembered. Some new decorations, but a lot of old stuff is still there too. A doorway to the right leads to the kitchen, with the always clean white cabinets and wooden countertops. To the left, another doorway goes into the living room, where there are a couple of sofas and a television mounted on the wall across from them. The furniture is different, the television upgraded, but the photos on the wall are exactly the same as I remember them 3 years ago. Pictures of me mostly, along with others of my dad and Lisa, a few of Susie, and even some of my mom. Directly in front of me are the stairs leading up to the second floor, while the hall going past the stairs leads to the door that goes down into the basement where Dad's office is. There's police tape over the door. I'll have to ask Lisa about that. Past that, the door to the right goes to the master bedroom and the bathroom, and the door to the left leads to the laundry room. Then there's a patio door in the back that opens into the backyard. What's the deal with the police tape? Wow. Okay. Oh, don't worry about it. I can just get takeout or something. I know you weren't really prepared for me coming today. Chicken fried steak does sound delicious. Okay, I'll just go put these up. I doubt that. Susie and I had never really gotten along. I think that she's always been jealous of me because I'm older and I always got to do more interesting things than she did. She seemed so stuck up to me, like she and Lisa are just so much better than me and Dad. That was 3 years ago, though. I had to remind myself. People can change. I know I have. Although returning to this place is making old feelings return as well. I need to try to give them a chance to start over. I need to be nice. It would be good for me and for the entire family. I take my bag up the stairs. My door is to the left, while Susie's door, which she painted as soon as she moved into the house, is to the right. I open my bedroom door and walk inside. All my junk that had been lying around the room when I left is all put away now, but the decorations are exactly how I left them. Band, movie, and video game posters on the walls. My old laptop and computer desk are in the corner, covered in a thin layer of dust. My queen-size bed is in the other corner, made up as if it were waiting for me. My nightstand next to it still has my favorite lamp on it as well. I look around at the posters and can't help but laugh at myself. I had thought this stuff was so cool. I hadn't even realized how much I'd changed over the years I've been away from Sky Hill. I shake my head and put my bag on the dresser nearby that is still full of clothes that I'd left behind when I moved. I shuffle through some of the clothing before deciding that all the stuff is going to have to get donated. I won't be caught dead wearing these clothes again. If I'm going to stay here for any length of time, the decorations on the wall have to change too. I'm not into these bands at all anymore. Hell, most of them aren't together anymore, and the lead singer and that one is in jail over sexual assault charges. I walk over to that poster and rip it down, ball it up, and toss it into the garbage can. Screw it. I rip the rest of them down too. I need a new start. I'm not the same person that I had been when I lived here before and liked this stuff. I've changed, and everything else needed to change too. When I finished, a couple of minutes later, the walls are bare and the trash can is full. I'll redecorate later, if I decide to stay. I take the bag out of the trash can and carry it down the stairs, heading towards the back door where I know the outdoor bins are kept. I've done the same routine every week growing up. Taking out the garbage was always one of the chores that I did for my weekly $20 allowance. Lisa calls from the kitchen as I pass. Just taking out the garbage. I'll be right back. I walk past the basement door, past the door leading into my dad's and Lisa's room, and out the back door. The backyard is a mess. One of the fence pickets is down, there are patches of weeds everywhere, and the grass is up past my knees, as if nobody had mowed it in months. I walk around to where the trash cans are, behind the garage. They're overflowing with garbage as if somebody had forgotten to take them out to the curb last week, and maybe the week before that as well. I sit the trash bag on top of the bin, making a mental note to ask when trash pickup is so that I can be sure to get it out. I guess Lisa has been a bit distracted with my missing dad. I look over to where the voice came from and see a face watching me through the gap in the wooden fence on the other side of the yard. Jamie? Jamie had been my neighbor for years growing up. We played together in the yard when we were young and were good friends all the way through junior high. Then we started hanging out with different crowds when we went to high school and never really kept up with each other after that, aside from nods as we passed in the hall. I walked through the overgrown grass to the fence to talk to her.
I'm surprised you remembered my name.
We were friends for years, Jamie. I'm not going to forget your name. How have you been? I was. I finished my third year there and was planning on staying to graduate, but this stuff with my dad happened. I don't think so. I just got here and haven't really started looking into it. Trying to settle in first, you know? We stand there for a moment in awkward silence. It's hard to have a normal conversation with the cloud of my missing father looming over our heads. Sure, I'd like that.
Great.
Well, I don't have a phone right now. I sort of left in a hurry and forgot the thing in Brazil. I even had to call an Uber from a payphone. I'll be sure to do that. Good to see you too. Talk to you later. I hear a car pull up into the driveway and the door shut. Must be Susie. It's a bit strange to think of her driving. She'd been 15 years old when I left, and most of the time I had to drive her everywhere. Now I might need her to drive me, until I can get a car at least. How in the hell am I going to get a car? Oh, okay. I walk back inside and I see Lisa and Susie standing at the front door. Susie looks over at me with an expression that I can't decipher. Is she happy to see me, or upset, or just surprised? She looks a lot different than the last time I had seen her. Not a child anymore, all grown up. Hey, Susie Q.
Hey.
Oh. She turns back towards Lisa. That's it? Hey, what's for dinner? I mean, you don't have to. We make our plates in the kitchen and bring them to the small four-person table in the dining room. Lisa had made chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes with gravy along with creamed spinach and dinner rolls. I'm not a big fan of spinach, but everything else looks delicious. Thanks for cooking, Mom. This is amazing. No, she's right. These are perfect. The food in Brazil was great, but there's something about a good homemade chicken fried steak that makes it really feel like I'm home again. I came back to help find my dad. We sit in silence for a few minutes, eating, not saying anything. I want to ask more. I want to know why she thought my dad would have run off with another woman. But Lisa is obviously upset, and I don't want to start a fight. I'm back permanently. I can't. The scholarship was for 4 years, but if I miss any time, the scholarship is revoked. School started 2 days ago. I won't be able to go back. It's done. I wanted to come back. I wasn't doing great at school anyways. I'm not sure I would have made it through the next year. I'll go to school here, finish up my degree, and get a job here. That way I can help you out and try to find my dad.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, really. I'm glad you sent it. I want to help, and I like being back. I didn't really have any friends down there. It's hard when you can barely speak the language. And I missed my family. Oh God, Susie's a little monster, man. Wow. They have some history. Jesus. She is a problem. Man, she is. You're right. I need to get a car. I need a cell phone too. So I need a job. I sort of forgot it in Brazil. No big deal. I'll get another. But I need money for that. Okay, I'll check it out sometime. I never really thought about that. I didn't have a close relationship with Susie, but we didn't fight really either. I was mad at my dad when I left and resentful towards Lisa and Susie for taking him away from me. I never really gave them a chance. I'm sorry for how I acted before I left. I've done a lot of growing up since then. I shouldn't have treated you and Susie like I did. I wish he was here. I stand up next to her and give her a hug, holding her close.
I love you.
I love you too, Lisa. I'll get the dishes, okay? It's okay. You fed me. It's the least I can do. I pick up the empty plates from the table and carry them into the kitchen, setting them into the sink. Then I start washing dishes while she puts what little leftovers there are into the storage bin containers and into the refrigerator. It's no problem, really. I don't mind. I scrub the dishes and put them away into the dishwasher. She's right. It seems the dishes have been piling into the sink for a few days. It's mostly coffee cups and silverware, though. While I do the dishes, Lisa wipes off the counter and the stove and then comes over and stands next to me, watching and smiling. What else would I call you? What else would I call? I mean, that's awkward. I don't. Whatever. It only takes about 10 minutes to finish the dishes, then I start the dishwasher and dry off my hands. It's no problem at all. I'll try to help you more around the house too. I'm getting pretty tired. I should probably go get ready for bed. Seems like I have a big day tomorrow. I start walking up the stairs, but then stop when she calls after me. I'm glad to be home. And surprisingly, that is true. I had been nervous the entire way here, but now it is starting. I had to cough. Now it is starting to feel like home again. I've missed this place and these people. And I'm excited to get my life started again. I walk up and go into my bedroom, closing the door behind me. I can't help but think of all the things that I need to do. Register for college, find a job, get a car, get a phone, and maybe most important of all, I have to find out what happened to my dad. Something catches my attention from the corner of my eye. There is a clear view between my window and the window of the house next door, Jamie's window. Oh boy, let the going begin. Oh boy. Her curtains are open, and I can see her moving around in her bedroom. I have a cold, so I'm coughing a lot, so I have to pause. She is dressed for bed and dancing a little to some music that I can't hear. What? What? Now you're asking me to make a moral choice. I mean, why? Why? You know damn well I'm gonna keep watching. I stand there watching. This isn't the first time that this had happened. I remember back when I was a teenager watching her through this same window. Sometimes I could catch quite the show. She dances around a little longer, looking quite nice in her t-shirt and short shorts. Then she looks right up at me. I am caught. Holy shit. She knew I'd be looking. That dance was for me, clearly, right? Curtains are open. Duh. I start to turn around, pretend that I hadn't seen anything, that I hadn't been watching. But she just smiles and waves. Oh well, guess I need to go over and have that cup of coffee. I wave back. Then she walks over to the window and closes the curtain. Well, I mean, why didn't she have the curtain closed in the first place? I mean, what's the point? Show's over, folks. Time to go to bed. I take my toothbrush from my suitcase and open the door that leads into the bathroom between Susie's room and my room. Of course. The door that leads into her bedroom is open, and I can see her lying on the bed in her night clothes, talking into her cell phone. I mean, of course she's got her door open. Booby traps everywhere, right? She gives me an annoyed look. I mean, why the fuck is your door open then?
Ugh, are you going to shut the door or just stand there staring at me like a pervert?
Jesus Christ, you bitch. I mean, sorry. I shut the door quickly, giving both of us our privacy. This is going to take some getting used to. I turn to the sink. It is all covered with her things. I find the toothpaste among the clutter of hair products and makeup and brush my teeth, and then clear out a place for me to keep my toothbrush. I've been gone for 3 years. I hate to just come back and force her to make room for me, but I am going to need some space in here as well if we have to share this bathroom. With that done, I head to bed. The bed is soft, even more so than I remember, and the sheets smell like home. All of this just feels so comforting. It is strange. At first, I had been worried that you could never go home again, that this would all be too different and I wouldn't fit in here anymore. Now, though, I feel good about all of it. I feel like I am home for the first time in a long time. Just one thing is missing. Dad. The next morning, I am woken by a knock on my door. Yeah? I look around disoriented for a moment. It takes a bit for me to realize where I am, in my bedroom at home. I had fallen asleep hard the night before and didn't wake up at all throughout the night. Unusual for me. Okay, thanks. I'll be down in a few minutes. I crawl out of bed feeling pretty good. The clock on my nightstand says it's 9:15. I give a little knock on the bathroom door to make sure Susie isn't in there, then walk in, empty my bladder, and smooth out my bed head a bit. Then I throw a shirt on and head downstairs where I can smell pancakes before I even get to the bottom step. Susie is already sitting at the table eating. Thanks. I go to the kitchen and put 2 pancakes on my plate along with a pad of butter and a little syrup. Then I walk back to the dining room and sit across from Susie. Careful. It almost sounded like you were saying that you're happy I'm back. I'm back. Seriously, I'm not going anywhere. I promise, Susie Q. Really, I'm not going back. You're going to have to deal with me for a long time. You got it. And thanks for being my ride for today. She stands up and grabs her plate, heading towards the kitchen. Hey, Susie Q. When's trash day? So today? I think about asking her to help me take the trash out, but then decide against it. Easier to just do it myself. I eat quickly, scarfing down all the delicious pancakes. Then I put my plate into the sink before grabbing the kitchen trash and carrying it outside to the trash bins. It takes 2 trips to move the trash cans to the curb, and I get them there just as the garbage man is driving up to the house to pick them up. He gives me a wave and a smile before I realize that I had never put on pants and am standing outside in my boxers. Oops. I rush back inside and upstairs, throwing on some clothes from my suitcase and making a quick trip to the bathroom to make myself a bit more presentable. When I'm finished, it is exactly 10 a.m. She calls from the front door. I make sure I have everything I need, then rush down the stairs and meet her at the front door. Ready! She leads me out to the car, an older model SUV. The interior is messy with empty coffee cups and fast food bags. I sit in the passenger seat and buckle up. This feels weird. You driving. Remember all the times I had to drive you places when we were growing up? I'm just saying it's weird. She backs out without looking into the rearview mirror, then slams down on the brakes, jerking me forward in my seat. She shifts up into drive and then puts the gas pedal to the floor. I grip the dashboard, holding on for my life as she zooms down the side streets, barely slowing around corners. It only takes a few minutes to get to the school. Okay, thanks. I'll try. I walk through the courtyard towards the administration office that Susie had pointed to. The lobby is busy with people, all students looking to register, like me. I sign in at the front desk, then wait for my turn to talk to a counselor. It takes nearly an hour for my name to be called. The young woman at the front desk leads me down a short hall and knocks on a partially open door with a nameplate that says Gertrude Spam. The next student is here, Miss Man. Ooh, hi, Gertrude. Thank you. Hello there. You can just call me Gertrude. Nice. She puts her hand out to shake mine, gripping it firmly for only a second, then sitting back into her chair and motioning for me to sit across from her. The assistant quickly walks back towards the front desk to help the next student in line. So what are we doing today? I need to register. I have been going to a college in Brazil for the last 3 years, but I want to transfer here to finish my degree. had a full scholarship studying quantum physics. I came home to help with my family. My dad went missing a few weeks ago, and we're trying to find him. I feel like I need to come home. Thank you. Yes, I brought them with me. Basic education. I wasn't required at my other college. We were completely focused on science. A full course load would be a lot of work, but I need to get it done. Plus, I don't have the money to pay for college on my own. I need a scholarship of some sort. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds great. I hand her my ID from my wallet, then wait while she types up some things at the computer. Then she prints off some pages, has me sign a few places, and hands me a large folder stuffed full of papers. Wow, that was easy. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. She shakes my hand one more time before I leave and walk back down through the busy lobby and out into the courtyard once again. I make my way over towards the cafe that Susie had pointed towards earlier. Through the glass window, I can see Susie sitting at a table, leaning back with her feet propped up in another chair, staring idly at her telephone screen. A bell on the door gives a little ring as I walk in. Some students glance up at me from an area to the right where they sit in comfortable-looking couches and beanbag chairs, but mostly pay me no attention. We can go now. We just had pancakes a couple of hours ago. Nothing. She is a monster, man. I barely have any money. Yeah, I kind of need one. Fine, but keep it cheap. No steak dinners or anything. yeah. That place is still open? I can't argue with that. We used to eat there all the time when I was growing up. Every Saturday, they have an all-you-can-eat burger basket. The record holder gets their picture on the wall. I think it was 12 burgers last time I saw. What the fuck? I can't tell you how many Saturdays I went there and tried to beat the record, but the most burgers I was ever able to eat was 5, and I felt horrible for the rest of the day. All right, let's go get some burgers then. Jackson Burger hasn't changed a bit. It's exactly like I remembered. Except for that picture on the wall with the record holder. The whole time I had come here growing up, the record was held by Jesse something at 12 burgers. How's it held by somebody named Brandy at 14 burgers? 14 burgers? How? Well, now it's held by somebody named Brandy. Judging by the photo taken, I wonder how she could have even fit that many burgers into her stomach. She isn't very big. Nice pair of tits, though. She doesn't look at all like somebody I would expect to have eaten 14 burgers at Jackson Burger. Taking orders is the owner himself, Mr. Jackson, who has been running this place since it opened roughly 100 years ago. He is in his 70s now, but still sharp, funny, and charismatic. I pay for the burgers. The meals are only $5 each, so $10 for the two of us. Such a great deal for these burgers. Susie and I sit to eat at one of the small booths that seems as if they haven't changed since the 50s. Good, I have to take my basics though. We didn't have to for the college in Brazil. I hope so too. That would be horrible. Back when I was younger, I would polish off 2 or 3 burgers every time I came here, but now I don't think I could eat another bite. When we are both finished, we head back out to the car. Jackson Burgers, best burgers in town. Does the supermarket sell phones? Could we stop there and then at the law offices on the way back? She parks at the supermarket and we walk over to the mobile phone store where I buy the cheapest phone I can find. Then she drives to the law office. step out and walk up to the door. How am I supposed to know how long this will take? It isn't really something I can control. The glass door has law offices of Mills and Gonzalez printed on it in white lettering. Below that, a printed sign is taped on the inside that says, "Help Wanted." I open the door and walk inside. The small lobby is decorated with a few potted plants and uncomfortable-looking chairs on the left. On the right, a large desk sits empty. A hallway stretches forward some ways with doors on both sides. The place is empty. Nobody inside. "Hello?" I call out. I hear some rustling coming from down the hallway, and a woman's voice calls back. A frazzled young woman rushes out of the second door on the left, her arms full of papers. "I'm here about the Help Wanted poster." I sit down at one of the flimsy chairs as she places the stack of papers onto the desk in the lobby, then turns to rush back down the hall. I hear her knock on her door there, and then some muffled conversation as she speaks to who I assume is Mrs. Mills. Then she emerges from the hall once again. I can wait.
My name is Dana, by the way.
Hi, Dana. I'm Late Night Lobbies. Nice to meet you. We sit in uncomfortable silence for some time. She looks through the stack of papers, dividing them into several piles, while I sit in the chair looking over a fashion magazine I have absolutely no interest in. I am starting next week. I've been going to a school in Brazil for the last 3 years, but I just moved back to town. It was pretty cool.
I wish I could get out of this town. If I had enough money to leave, I might never come back.
I'm not really sure how to respond to that, and before I get a chance to think of what to say, an older woman who I can only assume is Mrs. Mills walks out into the back hall. Walks out of the back hall. Oh, she looks directly at me with piercing blue eyes. She is a petite woman, but her gaze is intimidating, and her stance is almost predatory, like a mountain lion ready to pounce. "Yes, ma'am." As I walk past her desk, Dana whispers.
Good luck.
She gives me a smile, and I follow Mrs. Mills back to her office at the far end of the hall on the right. Mrs. Mills' office has wood-paneled bookshelves fitted into the walls, all filled with law books, small statues, and other little decorative objects. 2 windows behind her desk look out to the green pastures and woods behind the office. The rest of her walls are covered with photos of herself shaking hands with people who must be important, along with the various certificates, awards, and accreditations that she had earned over the years. Her desk is simple and elegant, neatly organized, though there are a few visible coffee stains that hadn't been cleaned up properly. She sits in her desk chair and invites me to sit in one of the wide padded chairs on the opposite side.
My name is Rhonda Mills, half of the Mills and Gonzalez law firm.
What does the job require? I'm going to college, so there are certain times I won't be available. What hours will I be required to work? What's the pay? What does that mean exactly? Right now I don't have a car, so I'm not quite sure that I'll be able to do the errands that the job seems to require. It sounds like a great job. Flexible, good pay, and a free car to boot. It seems to fit exactly what I need right now. I'll take the job. It's late night lobbies. Awesome. Thank you so much. Something about the way that she says that and the way her eyes shift downwards only minutely makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I ignore it though, because the job seems to be perfect for me, and I walk out of the lobby once again. I got the job. She told me to have you finish up the paperwork and to give me the keys to one of the cars. It takes about 10 more minutes to finish everything up before Dana hands me the key to one of the company cars. Thanks, Dana. Looking forward to seeing you too. You too. I leave the office and head towards the company car, almost forgetting that Susie is still waiting for me. Hey, Susie. I actually have a ride home now. They gave me one of the company cars. Well, just to use while I work here. Yep, I got the job. Really? That's interesting. As her eyes shifted minutely down, right? She's a predator. That's how I got the job. She's a predator. Just walked in and asked for it. What? No, don't be gross. I reach into her car and take out my bag that has the cell phone in it. Well, I'll see you at home. Thanks again for driving me around today. She pulls out quickly and cuts off two people as she drives onto the busy road in front of the law offices. I walk over to one of the company cars. They both look exactly the same, generic black sedans, a few years old, with slightly tinted windows. I press the unlock button on the key fob, and one of the cars beeps. I open the driver's side door and get inside. The inside of the car is clean and smells a bit musty, as if it hasn't been used in a while. It is simple and not very flashy, but it will get me around until I can buy a car of my own. Actually, it's probably better than any car that I've ever owned. I've only had one car before, an old junker that my dad had gotten me. It barely ran and needed constant work. I sold it off before going to Brazil. Then down here, I didn't have any form of transportation. I just walked everywhere. The car starts as soon as I turn the key. And once I back out onto the street, it drives perfectly fine. It doesn't have much power, but enough to get me from place to place. I would have taken the job even without the car, but now, not having to rely on somebody else to drive me around is the best feeling. It's evening now. I have a little time left to do some things before heading home for the night, and I have the means to go anywhere I want. I suddenly remember the park that I used to play at when I was younger, and I wonder what it looks like now. There are plenty of places to go, and I have plenty of time to check out that park later. Where do I want to go now? Hey there, I'm RJ, the person who makes this silly porn game. Do you want to see a little tutorial on about how to play before you get started? I thought I already started it. No, I'm good. Oof, man. I'm going to pause for now. This is going to be a long experience. Story is unfolding. Got a predator boss and other people to meet. Sounds good though. Thanks for watching.